Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to access, search, and save articles and citations from the JSTOR database. My name is Mary Ann Mills, and I'm a librarian here at West Valley College. Let's get started. To access JSTOR within Canvas, go to the library link in any of your classes. When you click on Library, you're brought to all of our different databases, and it's good to come this way because now you're authenticated and you can access any of our databases. Whereas if you were coming from our website, you would have to log in with your single sign-on every single time you went into a new database. So I like to remind students to get into the habit of accessing the databases from Canvas, inside Canvas. To get to JSTOR, we're going to scroll down to JSTOR about halfway down on the left side, and there you see it. And you should be able to get in and you should see this screen. Now, what you'll see right away is at the top it says Access Provided by West Valley Mission District. That means you're in. Even though you see this register and login area over here, do not worry about that. You've already been authenticated and you're good to go. I always recommend starting with advanced search here, and then I'm going to take a couple of words from my topic. So I'm searching racial profiling as it applies to Muslims. So I'm going to go ahead and type here, racial profiling, and I'm putting it in a set of double quotes to tell the system to search that as a phrase, as an exact phrase. And then I'll put over here, Muslims. And so what it's going to do is search for those two terms anywhere. Now you'll notice over here you could search just the title or the abstract or the caption, but to be honest with you, these don't work very well. I recommend searching all fields. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I can come down here and I can say, actually, before I hit Submit Advanced Search, I might want to tell it to look for articles, books, research reports, or miscellaneous. Notice how I haven't checked reviews. I don't want book reviews, so I'm leaving that out. And I can put a publication date in. Maybe I'll do that a little later. Let's just see what we get. So I submit my search, and I get 670 results. And so they're all in relevancy order. So I recommend taking a look at least 20 to 30 of these articles. The titles can give you a little bit of information, and then each of these articles has a snippet underneath it that can give you a little bit more information. Let's take a look at this one, the racialization of Islam in American law. What I like about this database is it gives me the article over here on the right, and over here on the left it talks a little bit about this particular issue. It'll give me how many times my search terms appeared in the article and the different pages they appeared on. It'll show me who cited it, how many references there are, and it brings you right to the references list, which is wonderful if you're looking for more information pertaining to this article. And then it gives me related text. So it's smart enough to go out there and look and see, hey, you know what, you checked on this one? There might be something out there that's also very similar to this, and here you go. So now I have this article, and here is the abstract. And usually what I recommend students is to read the abstract and then scroll down to the bottom of the article and see if there's a conclusion. So let's quickly go down there and see if there's a conclusion here. And when I read that, I can get even further information on whether or not this is something that I like. And so there's the conclusion. I like what I see. So if I scroll all the way to the top, I recommend downloading it to your laptop or your PC. You can try to save it. When you save it, you can log into Google or Microsoft. To be honest with you, I haven't had very much luck using these. Maybe you will. So that's why I use download. You can cite it right here. So you're going to need the citation. And whether you're using MLA, Chicago, or APA, they're all right here. You can copy and paste them from here. But you also have to remember that you have to double check the citation. This one is wrong. You'll have to edit this once you've pasted it because the title, the author should not be all caps. The title shouldn't either. And that's where I see the most mistakes by these databases is in the title being capitalized or the author being capitalized. For some of you who might be interested, you have an option to export to NoodleTools. NoodleTools is a product that we subscribe to. Everyone who's a student here can get access to NoodleTools. And if I have NoodleTools open, I can simply say export to NoodleTools. It creates this, and I go ahead and export it to my paper. So these are all my papers in NoodleTools, and I'll go ahead and import that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and taken care of that citation, and I'm back here, And now let's see, maybe I want to come over here and take a look at some of these other articles. But let's say, for example, I've thought to myself, well, I really want something a little more recent, or actually maybe a little older than this. Maybe I want something from a different time period, for example. If you go back to results, and on the left side, you can come down here and there's a date area. So let's say, for example, I want to look between two specific years, for example. I can go from 2002 here through, for example, 2012. And I'll apply that, and it'll pull up all the articles from that time period. And it tells me right up here the filters that I have put on. And now I'm down to 366 results. So there's a bunch of ways that you can limit things. I recommend maybe searching within results. This searches for keywords inside the article. So let's say you've searched already racial profiling and Muslims, and let's say you want to search something like incarceration. So this would be searching, adding that word to the search. And that's, of course, going to limit it even further, and I've only got 35 results. The more terms you put into the search boxes, the less results you're going to get, of course. I recommend students stay more general. Maybe just try 2 at first, see what you get, look at the first 30 or so. And then if you're not getting the things you want, you might want to swap out some words. For example, I might want to use another term from Muslims in here. I might want to use another word for incarceration or even racial profiling. So you really have to brainstorm some ideas of how do you think the author might have worded his or her article, and then take some synonyms and use those as well. So try a couple of different searches to see what you get. And that's really it. If you have any questions, please contact the library. We're here to help.